Here I have an organized folder of my CAIS portfolio of all the assignments I've done in the past 8 weeks of this course, including Excel, PowerPoint, and Microsoft Word. Well, I'm going to start off with Microsoft Word, considering that's the first thing that we started off in the course. So, just in Microsoft Word alone, I learned how to change the text and documents, learned about the page layout, how to print, and such as going to to the print page, and here you can choose which printer you want to use and which one is online and which one is available for printing. You can set how many pages you want to fit on one sheet. You can print a selection on what exactly you want printed. You can print it on a two-sided sheet of paper, so which means you can print it on one side and then flip it over and put something on the back. You can scale it to where you can basically change the layout of how big or what can fit on the sheet of paper. Another thing that I've learned was hyperlinks. Hyperlinks, well, not necessarily in Excel, but hyperlinks in Word. You can change text, such as right here, into a link to a website. So instead of having the actual www dot standard format, you can change to where it's just like a simple sentence, and you can change it to where when you click on it, it'll send you to a website. Another thing I've learned in Microsoft Word is, let's see here, adding headers and footers onto your document. The header of a document is pretty much the top section or the top margin that has words in it, and the footer is pretty much the bottom section that appears in the bottom margin, which is called a footer. They contain information like page numbers or adding a date to the top right corner, the author's name, or add footnotes to a document. If you enter a pre-designed header or footer into your document, it will appear on each page of the document. And to actually create that, you want to double click at the top of the Word document in the top margin, and the header will open, and then you just enter the information you want, which would probably be a title or a name. Another thing that I've noticed in Microsoft Word is that you can add pictures into the document, and a good example is text wrapping, which is this portion over here. And the text wrapping feature, you could add important information and decorate it the way you want it around the text. You have to upload a picture from your computer, so just insert a picture from the file, and then, or you can go to the insert tab at the top and click the picture command and select it from your picture folder, and it'll place into the document. You can resize it by putting your mouse on the outer edges of the picture and changing the size to fit the page properly the way you want it to. You can also insert pictures from images online, and that feature is available through Microsoft Office, and it's office.com clip art. You just go up to the top and you find the clip art toolbar, and then you can put in a keyword that you want for it to bring back results of a picture, and you can add that to your document. But some things you have to make sure that you're allowed to use them for certain things. Another thing is you can insert an image from OneDrive, and it's pretty much a cloud storage where you don't have to use a certain computer just to upload it to whatever you upload to that database online. A cool thing about it is you can wrap text around an image. You go to the Format tab and click the wrap text command, and there's different types of wrap text. There's like square, tight, top and bottom, in front of text, and the way whatever layout option you pick, it'll wrap around the image. If you hover your mouse around the image, a little icon will pop up to the upper right hand corner of it, and then you can go to the text wrap icon there alternatively. Another thing that I learned in Microsoft Word is the adding tables to your document. A table is pretty much a grid arranged in rows and columns, and it's useful if you want to present information and data. You can create a blank table or convert text to a table and pretty much customize it the way you want to. If you go to the Insert tab at the top of Microsoft Office or Word, and you'll see an icon that says Table, and you just click on that, and you can add a table. And if you click the little arrow under it, which is a drop-down menu, you can click the dimensions of your table, and you can add data into it from there. A little bit more about the table. You can modify it to where you hover the mouse around the location where you want to add a row or column, and a little plus mark will appear, and from there you can add a row or column, and it'll appear in the table, and you just add new information from there. You can also delete a row or column just by selecting it. You right click on it, and then you will see on the drop down menu delete cells, and that's how you do it from there. A dialog box will appear once you hit delete cells, and you can click to move it up or down, delete the entire row, or delete entire column. Just depends on what you pick. You can apply a table style, and you can do that from the Design tab, and from there you'll see a bunch of different options on what you can do with that. There's different table styles. You can add shading to it. There are different border colors, the pen color, and such. You can modify the table style. You can select to have a header row, banded row, or banded columns. You can add text color around the border to show a distinction, such as adding up a cost and then having a different border color around the total. Let's move to Excel. let's see here. One thing I learned in Excel that I didn't know before, that's pretty basic but isn't learned unless you're taught it. You can use commands in it, and like one for example is the simple formulas, and for that is they're like mathematical operations such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and exponents. If you, instead of adding the math in your head by yourself, you can say you can add cell 1, A1, and cell A2 and use it as a command, and you do that by, and if you wanted the total to be in A3, you put in the cell A3 equal sign A1 plus A2, hit enter, and then it'll add the total up of A1 and A2 and put the total in A3, which is convenient, so you don't have to do math or do much work. And that works for anything. You can put in equal sign cell C4 minus 3, and it'll subtract cell C4 minus 3, and it'll give you a total of that. You can do division, exponent, and anything else. You can create formulas also. So for example, if cell B1 is a total of maybe $1,200 and B2 is a total of $1,800, you can put in the equation equal B1 plus B2, and then it'll give you the total number in cell B3. You can also multiply and whatnot. Another thing is you can freeze the panes in Excel. So, such as you can freeze a row. So if you want to do that, select the row you want to freeze and click the View tab at the top, and then under it in the ribbon you will see a command that says freeze panes, and you can pick which one. They have freeze panes, freeze top row, or freeze first column. It all depends on what you want. So say if you clicked on freeze pane 3, so that means that 1 and 2, anything below or above 3 will be frozen, and everything else above it or below it will move freely. So it's like a title, I guess you could say. PowerPoint is pretty much one of the more straightforward things in Microsoft Office to use, and I learned a little bit more of it than I didn't know. I didn't use tables or charts in it much. It was more of a Microsoft Word thing for me, and Microsoft Excel I didn't really know how to use, and that was a big thing I learned how to use. It helped me a lot with how to do functions, mathematical values, charts, spreadsheets, and so on and so forth. In PowerPoint, you can do the same thing as in Office. You can insert pictures, you can format them for like text wrapping, you can indent and do line spacings just the same as in Microsoft Word, inserting videos into text slides, which in one of the lessons it states that it doesn't work very well if you try to upload a YouTube video, so I'd recommend uploading one off of your computer. Audio is fairly easy to use. All you have to do, you can record or pick a song off of your computer and put it into a document. Another thing that I learned is you can compress your file to where it's easier to send in an email or send it as a zip file, which makes it easier to use. So that's pretty much what I've learned in this 8-week course, and I had a good time with it.